The town of Hameln in Germany is plagued by rats. Well, a mysterious piper dressed in bright hide, also meaning multicolored clothing, offers to rid the town of the pests, but after he successfully frees the town from infestation, the townspeople seem to be really ungrateful. Well, they suffer for it. Sounds vaguely familiar. Welcome to Check That Book, a special place on the internet where we get acquainted with arguably the most disturbing books, stories, folk tales, video games, even, and movies ever made. Hoping to grow the channel, albeit in recent weeks, I've been uploading, well, at least once a week when it used to be almost every other day. But life goes on, and if I don't see progress, I tend to put a stopper on it and see where I'm going wrong. And I know I'm going wrong on so many levels, but I'm very grateful for this wee community that we created here, and it's nice. Yes, thank you so much for being here. And today we're going to take a quick look at a fairy tale of sorts that is the Pied Piper. Most specifically, a Pied Piper of Hamelin. You all know that his character has been used and abused in lots of ridiculous and not so ridiculous adaptations. His character has been mentioned quite a fair bit in various media, so this is not an unfamiliar character, hopefully, at least to us European readers and viewers. But most disturbing fairy tales and folklore disturbing, unfortunately, come from Europe. I guess you guys are just the most disturbed. But that's just my personal statistics. We'll get to Asia and other places eventually because I prefer to travel all over the world. If it's not possible physically, then at least through literature, through books, through cinema. And gaming, speaking of which, No, I'm Not a Human has been finally released, and I'll spare you my amazing voice acting and drama and bullshit technology, and I'm gonna play it offline, and if there will be something new, if the game brings something new to the table, like I said, I will obviously speak about it and maybe make another wee video, because the game is disturbing as all heck, and let's see, shall we? Now back to our fairy tale. After the mysterious piper plays his magical pipe, leading the rats into the river where they drown, the townspeople for some reason refuse to pay him for his service, and then he seeks revenge. This time he plays his pipe and lures all of the children away. In many versions they vanish forever, though in some a few children remain behind. Lame, blind, or deaf as witnesses. So truthfully, the piper leads the town's children to their demise, obviously. This gruesome story, I mean, there's nothing detailed here or graphic. It's nothing special, just your medieval scary tale, but to frighten the children. But it might have some possible roots in real historical events. This folk tale might have roots as deep as from the 1384, which is the Hamelin Chronicle. The earliest reference notes it is 100 years since our children left. This suggests that the disappearance of children was recorded as a local event. Now, disappearance of children in medieval Europe and in overall, it can be connected to various factors such as simple immigration or colonization, obviously, disease or plague. Surely children having slightly weaker immune system, can be dying. What else? There was such thing as a children crusade. It links to groups of young people recruited or taken for religious crusades, and well, those fuckers never think twice, right? Whom to indoctrinate, so to speak. Yeah. And of course, accidents happen and tragedies. So some folklorists, they think that uh, children may have died in a natural disaster, like a landslide or flood, which was later um, mythologized, so to speak. Yes, I mean, we all love a good rumor, especially when you can add to it and create a truly frightening and intriguing story. Again, does it teach us something? Well, I'm not sure. Pay for the services that you receive. Speaking of Hameln itself, it is, like I said, a town in Lower Saxony, and it still has imagery of the Pied Piper playing his pipe, and it's all over architecture and certain tourist spots, so it's kind of like a tourist attraction. Until the 17th century, townsfolk even avoided playing music, specifically flutes, pipes, etc., um, on a certain street, particularly, supposedly the street where the children followed the piper to their death. So, a very creepy legend for a little creepy town, which I adore. I love these smaller folk tales that technically they were urban legends of their times. So that's that. Now, what would be most disturbing aspects of the tale itself, which is why are we even talking about this story? Child abduction. Of course, unlike other fairy tales where a single child is threatened, normally, here an entire generation is stolen. The image of children vanishing into a cave or a mountain is rather haunting. Also, the broken trust moment here. The piper originally helps the town, only to turn vengeful when wronged. His betrayal mirrors the townspeople's greed and dishonesty, so to a degree, it's an eye for an eye kind of situation, isn't it? But at the same time, what the fuck is you doing, son? When it comes to stealing the children like that, I mean, abducting them or murdering them, even, I don't know. The fate of those children is still unclear, but obviously they most likely died. Did they drown, starve, or enter the void, another world? What? This ambiguity actually amplifies the horror. What has the piper been doing to those kids in the woods? What's been happening? Maybe cannibalism comes to mind, abduction, slavery, and even the grossest of things that we've spoken on this channel before, reviewing and introducing some of the most disturbing literature. Yeah, whatever you can think of is a possibility, and that's scary. I mean, children are usually innocent. What the fuck are you doing, man? But that was his way of having his revenge on the ungrateful townspeople. And lastly, the Pied Piper is still remembered because it blends folklore and morality tale, as well as eerie historical mystery, as you just learned. Unlike most fairy tales, it has no happy ending. Well, most fairy tales, I mean modernized versions, of course, because the fairy tales we talk about on this channel almost never have a happy ending. And even if they do, it's achieved through something grotesque and gruesome actions. I mean, this one reflects again some anxieties of the time about loss and betrayal and unexplained tragedy. And throughout history, people tend to be more scared of the things they cannot explain. And that's that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've learned something new today. If you like disturbing content and unorthodox content, it doesn't have to be always disturbing, but nonetheless, consider giving this video a boost in the form of an erect thumb, and make sure to subscribe for more. I will see you all as soon as possible. Meanwhile, take good care of yourselves and your loved ones. Cheers!